Hi, this is Jagger of DISBELIEF, and we are listening to the Metal Bloodshed with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International.
Hey Jagger, thank you very much for taking time out for this interview. It's a great pleasure to have you here on the Bloodshed with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio.
Thank you. Hope to see you in the United States on tour, hopefully next year, I hope.
Jagger, I still remember you was a guest musician on the 2009 album of the Italians Graveworm. I'm talking about the album Diabolical Figures. On which song you feature again, and how has you been invited by Graveworm, or was it through Massacre Records? Since that time, I still remember that you were label partner at the time.
At this time, yeah, it was the thing of friendship, because the one guitar player of Graveworm, Eric, he's a good friend of mine, and he, during the songwriting process of this album, he wrote a song, and the song reminds him a little bit to Disbelief, and so he sent me the song with a question if I can do the lyrics for that song, yeah, and to record it in a studio.
Do you know Stefan?
We have toured with Graveworm and have several shows on past on open airs, and so of course Stefano I know.
In 2014, you have joined Morgoth when longtime vocalist Margru decided to leave the band. Was you in contact already with Morgoth before Mark left, since Disbelief was on a hiatus for quite some time?
we've met Morgoth at the Rock Hard Festival. They reunion in 2011. The first contact come together with speaking to Mark and said hello to the other guys. And I've met Soti, the bass player, the first time. It was his first gig at this day, and he was very, very nervous. And I go to him and he sit down and on the stairs and try to train his bass. I say to him, hey, let it flow and do good show. And the contact, because of that I am being the new singer in Morgoth, comes together. It was directly during the process if they record the Angod album. It was not the thing that Mark was leaving the band. It was a split coming out on a show that they have during the recording process. It was 1 week after they have started with the drums. They have a show in Italy. On the show, there comes a split between the band and Mark. And after this split, 1 or 2 days after, the manager live from German band You Send It, he's a good friend of mine, and he phoned to me and asked me, what are you doing in the next 3 weeks? I asked him back, what's going on? What's the problem? Or what's happening? What's happened? And he told me the story, and 2 days later, I've met the band in the studio, and we jammed 2 songs together and recorded 1 song, Traitor, new album, for only to have a look what's going on with my voice on the new song. And yeah, it hits, and it was a good connection between me and the other guys, and so we started and go on adventure to record an album where I have only listened before to 2 new songs. Yeah. It was crazy, but a nice experience, yeah.
How was the recording of Angod? Like you say, you just joined the band and you was busy already recording the album.
Yeah, it was going step by step. It was good that Harry and Sebi, they are doing the lyrics. And so it was cool for me because they know how they want to make the lines clear and told me how they want that I'm singing. And it was like a little bit vocal coaching. And that was good for me because I don't know what's going on if they are doing not the lyrics and don't know how I to sing on these songs. And so it was, I think, positive in this way and helps me a lot. Yeah.
I want to say hello to Harald Buse. I had a great opportunity to interview him when you guys released the album in 2014, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And I also want to say hi to Leif Jensen, You Sent It, which I interview as well. Great guys. Say hello to them for me, please.
No problem. I make it. Yeah.
Jagger, I had the great opportunity to see you live in concert when you played at Summer Breeze Open Air. That was in 2015 with Margaret. I must say I was so happy, so satisfied. It was a very great show. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a great night. On this day, I think we was in a good shape to transform the good music. Yeah, it was a good night.
Going now to this great band, DISBELIEF. Imagine yourself being crushed by a throng of stomping giant elephant. This is the feeling when you're listening to DISBELIEF, massive, torturous, bombastic work like death metal sound. Formed in Gundernhausen, Hesse, Germany in 1990. The band did not have one solid lineup for several years. They began with vocalist Karsten Jagger, guitarist Olly, Lenz, and drummer Markus Gnap, with guitarist bassist Denis Musiol joining later. Could you still go way back in time, Jagger, and tell us how you guys decided to form DISBELIEF and who came up with the band name?
I formed the band in 1990 with the aim to get very good musicians in the band, form a band that's been very, very powerful. That was my thing in this time. And it starts with, I think, 4 or 5 friends in the band. And then when we release the first albums, it gets more like a business thing. It was not only, we are not more the friends from the past. We are musicians who stay together and feel the same energy for this kind of music. That was the main essence of all the music. Now, you said it's 7 years ago that we have released our last album, and it was a matter of some lineup changings that we have to do in the band, and we have started to practice, make the first songs for the new album. It was beginning of 2010 with a new lineup. At this time, it feels great to have this good lineup, but after a little time, it was a half year later that some problems come up with the new members members, and so we have to search for new ones, and it took more than 4 years to find the right drummer. Was the biggest problem for us to be the perfect one for transporting the new DISBELIEF songs, and we quit at this time the songwriting process because I want that we have a complete band if we're starting for the new songs, and I want that all 5 members in the band from point zero to the point that we are in studio and record the new album. And it was drama a little bit to search for a new drummer, and 4.5 years, it's more than 4 years, it's a long time. During this process to find the right one, we still play live and with drummers who helped us out in this time that we can play live. And so after 4.5 years, we start with the complete band from point zero to the recordings directly in studio. And that I think you can hear on the new album that the band is complete and it's only good musicians in the band. And I think it's, for me, the best lineup since beginning of the band now.
Jagger, could you please present us the current lineup?
Yeah, the new drummer, his name is called Regmann. Fab, it's a nickname, normal Fabian, Fab, the fantastic Fab. Yeah, then on bass, Joe Trunk, he's in the band still since 1995. He is the main composer, he did all the songs since Worst Enemy, and me and Joe, we are DISBELIEF, and I hope that the other guys stand in the band for a longer time now, and can say we are really, really a part of DISBELIEF, because not only 2 years, perhaps in 10 years we can speak about that. Then we have on guitar Dave Renner, he's new. Then Alex Hagenauer, he's new. That's it, and me.
But Alex joined the band as a permanent member now, or not just a live member?
He's starting in DISBELIEF to help us out live till we get a new guitar player. But it was, I think was in 2010 he decides, 2011 I think 2010 it was, when he decides that he wants to be a part of the band, fixed part of the band, not only help us out, man. Now after recordings, or it was directly after we had our listening session for a new album, for the Symbol of Death in studio, directly after that he told us that he want to leave the band now because he plays in his own band, Soul Demise. From Germany, and since the last 3 years many things are happening in his private life, and he get 2 new childs and get married and 2 bands, and at this time it's too much for him. He don't know what's going on in future with the time, and so he decides to want to leave the band, but he's still playing in the band, and we have no pressure for a new one because he will play since the date when we get a new guitar player, and so it's everything fine. Always things are changing, man. Perhaps for future, I hope the next guitar player will constantly in the band, and he will a fixed member only for DISBELIEF and no other band.
Karsten, with the departure of longtime drummer Kai Bergerin and Vitaly Weber, both in 2010 after the release of Heal, how do you and Jochen feel now? I know you just talked a little bit on the new lineup now, but how do you feel the band is working together as a team now, and do you feel you are ready, strong enough to hit the roads, I mean, for the live gig in support of the new album?
I think the new members, especially the drummer, he wanted to be a really professional musician. And Jochen, Joe, and I, we are since such a long time now in the band, and of course we want to do all for it that we can handle, all to play touring and all this stuff, and we do all that we can make this possible. What's coming for us in the future? At the moment, some things will happen because of a good tour, not fixed at the moment, and I can say nothing about it, but I hope, because we have a new booking agency, and hope they will help us out, that we get perhaps a good support for another great band.
Okay, if you want to answer this, and Jagger, is up to you. The departure of the longtime drummer Kai, why?
Good. There was a moment, was directly after we have recorded the album Heal. There was a time that we speak together and what's going on, the plans for future, new album, new songwriting process. On this date, we speak about this all. It comes on the table that Kai was not more so integrated. He told us the last two albums, Protector, Tell and Navigator, that he was not so more inside the style that Joe and I want to do with the music of DISBELIEF, and he told us that he is not more so in the band in this sound, in these new songs like in the past or in the old songs. So it was a moment that we have to make a decision, because Joe and I think not love is a false word for it. We want to do this. We are satisfied with the new songs, with the last two albums, and Kai, he was not satisfied. So we have to quit this with the drummer, with Kai, and it was at the end. I think it was the right way to do this, because the new album, I think about that with Kai. It's not possible that the new album sounds like this. I think it with Fab, the new drummer, it hits more. It's more DISBELIEF than the new album than with Kai. Because Kai, he was not a really death metal drummer. He was that was not the cup of him, the right cup, I think.
Jagger, with your permission, I'd like to go over to the list of the albums the band has released prior to Symbol of Death, especially to remember, for the fans who has forgotten and for those who don't know. Going back, way back, remember the first promotional tape in 92, Unbound 93, Choice in 95, those tapes, promo tapes in 95. Going to the first album the band has released with the self-titled DISBELIEF in 97 with Grind Syndicate Media. Then in 98, Infected with the same record label, Grind Syndicate Media. Then your first work with a Massacre record that you've done in 2001, this album under the name Worst Enemy.
Yeah.
Then you release one, Shine, in 2002. In 2003, Spreading the Rage, that was with Massacre record, but I think you did sign at that same year with Nuclear Blast for the North American distribution of this album. Is this right?
That was for 666.
Yeah.
666 was Nuclear Blast year. There was only one album with a Nuclear Blast, because it was a thing of that at this time we had a manager. Our manager was our manager of Nuclear Blast, and so he made a contract with the big boss of Nuclear Blast in a special time. I don't know what was this special time or special moment when he gets the autograph of the boss. I don't know. I think he was drunk. I don't know. But at the end it was that the boss was not the biggest fan of DISBELIEF, and I think this is not the best combination between a band and a record label when the main man is not your fan. And so after one release they quit this, and they were not satisfied because of the sellings of it. I think it was, for us, it was a very, very successful album, because we have sold from 666 I think till now 13,000 copies, and I think that's a good thing. But it was not enough for Nuclear Blast.
But going back to the 2003 album, Spreading the Rage, I know it was released by Massacre, but Nuclear Blast didn't have anything to do with that album, Jagger?
At this time, our manager stays by Nuclear Blast, so he did workings for us from the side from Nuclear Blast, but it was only a thing of Massacre.
A year later, you released the Platinum Edition via Massacre, the early years of Massacre record in 2006. How was the sales gone for this Platinum Edition?
It was the same thing. They want to release the past box of free releases from us, and the first free releases of Massacre records.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was promotion. They wanted to sell old pieces in a box for a special price. It was all. There was no special thing behind or something else.
But then in 2007, you first released again with Massacre, The Navigator. Yeah. Then in in 2009, Protected Hell, and your last album back 7 years, Heal, all with Massacre Record. I would say 9 solid full-length albums, 2 box sets, 2 great record labels, and so many unforgettable tunes, if we have to talk about the songs like Infected, Without Kiss, Worst Enemy, Misery, Disbeliever, Me and My World. Let's talk about, To the Sky, Drone, The Eyes of Horror, Love Like Blood, Navigator, Passenger, The One, When Silence Is Broken. So many great hits. Looking back at the first album, the self-titled Disbelief, up to Heal, what are your thoughts of all those years and releases, and what do you remember with the work done with Massacre Records?
Yeah, the first album, the self-titled one, was the beginning, the first release, of course. At this time, like many other bands do this, on the first record, where the most of them was the songs from the demo tapes and 2 or 3 new songs. And at this time was the song Follow was a song did many for us, because to find our sound, it was the first step, I think, to find our own sound. Really, and then Infected was coming, the second CD. That at this time we're still searching for our sound, and it was like this little bit experimental CD for us. Very different kind songs. We used a didgeridoo at 2 songs. We tried many things. We tried many ways out to find our sound, and I think with the third release, Worst Enemy, we have found our own sound and our own tools to make our special kind of death metal. And I think till Worst Enemy, every step, every new CD who was coming was to make our own sound more perfect. And I think with a new album, The Symbol of Death, I think this is the grown-up album we've ever recorded. And I think you can hear that we are grown-up people, that we are strong, and we have self-strength, and we put all our experiences that we've made over all these years, and it's the 10th album, and I think we put all inside that we have made, all our experience that we've made in the past, and you can hear that.
But if you say, when you talk about Disbelief, it's not saying it's another death metal band, but Disbelief is more kind of death metal when you incorporate thrash in, also a spice of sludge metal, right, Karsten?
Yeah, we love it to be very brutal. We want to hit you with our music directly, and you want to destroy or to injure you with our music, not only to push or to let fall you down or something. We want to destroy you. We want to be very brutal, and I think that's our way, that we with this atmosphere that we want to create with every song that we want to put in an instrumental song, and the instrumental song, when we begin to start to practice for a new song, our bass player Joe, he make a structure of complete song and send us this in front, and then we go in the practice room and try out this directly in practice room together with 5 members in the band, and go step by step in this song. And after this, if we have made a structure of a new song, I think when this song is ready to 90% or something else, then after this I will starting my process, and we will record this song, and then I'm beginning with my vocals in studio to find the right lines and the right word and practice all what I want. And that's our way, how we work with new songs, and that's a good way.
Jagger, before we go over to your new album, The Death Symbol, do you remember you was on a compilation that was back in 2002 of Nuclear Blast record? You appear to sing the song from Iron Maiden. I remember Stranger in a Strange Land. Why have you chosen this song?
Yeah, that was, at this time, we have recorded for more, not only Iron Maiden, we have recorded more cover songs. This was for some tribute samplers from Nuclear Blast, and it was one we have done was a tribute sampler for Accept. On this sampler, we have covered a song Dogs on Leads, and then we were on a tribute sampler for Iron Maiden. It was a Stranger in a Strange Land, and then we have covered Spill the Blood from Slayer for the Slayer tribute sampler, and and that was a tribute sampler from the Scorpions, and we have covered Coast by Coast, the instrumental song from the Scorpions. Really cool song, and a cool version of Disbelief, yeah.
But all those compilation was released in 2002?
I don't know at the moment if they released all at 2002, but at this time, 2002, 3 or 4, I don't know. I can't remember.
been on hiatus since 2010. After some lineup changes, Disbelief is now back on the battlefield with their brand new album, The Symbol of Death. More armed than ever with modern, unrelenting weaponry, marching on Beverly more determined than ever thanks to their impeccable new material. Disbelief brand new album, The Symbol of Death, was released just a couple couple days ago on April 21st via Listenable record. I must congratulate you, Jagger, and thank you very much as well for sending me the album. I want to thank the people from Listenable Record, especially Steph, who made it possible this interview with you, Karsten. And once again, congratulate you for such a great album again. DISBELIEF's new album, Symbol of Death, proved to be a monster.
Yeah, good name for the new album. It's very huge and powerful, of course. Yeah.
You, as a band founder and vocalist, Jagger, with this guttural signature, has never sounded so intensive and relentless. And the precise and bloodthirsty double bass drums back up a colossal wall of thickly produced face-melting guitars. Still, the band had a melodic flavor that never sound any obvious all along Symbol of Death. Jagger, would you like to talk a little bit on the album by giving the audience some highlight on the songs?
For me, the title track directly, The Symbol of Death, is a highlight of the album, because on this song we put all inside what DISBELIEF is, and this song we have all facets, all colors from DISBELIEF inside, and I think it's for me one highlight of the album. Of course, there are many highlights for me on this album. One by one, for example, the song is I think that this will be a good live song for open airs, I think, and other songs. The song Full of Terrors, at first it was planned that the album is titled by the name Full of Terrors, but during the process of making the great artwork of the cover, I've changed the name Full of Terrors into The Symbol of Death, because it hits more because of the picture you can see on the cover. That was the reason. And for me, a highlight is, of course, the song Rest in Peace. It's a cool, fresh song. I think this will going on very, very well if we play this song live, or the song To Defy Control. It's a special song for me, a highlight for me. All songs are highlights for me.
Do you believe the band had concentrate in making a totally different album in all concept to the previous albums?
In front of the recordings, nothing changed. Our working process was the same like the past releases. Nothing, or the same process. Nothing's changed in this kind. And I think we grown up as persons and as musicians, and get more self-strength. For me, the example that I'm, besides DISBELIEF, that I'm singing now in Morgoth, this makes me a stronger person. Makes me a better musician, a better singer and a live performer, and all these things, the time 7 years that you are focused on one album for 7 years, all these things come together at one point, and now we are satisfied to have made this strong, huge album. I'm very satisfied with this, and it makes me proud that we have done this. Yeah.
You have done a promotional video with the song Full of Terrors, promoting the album and merchandise. Are you working on more video clips now for this new album?
Since the day of release last week on Friday, we have on our own DISBELIEF channel on YouTube the first video clip out. You don't see it before?
Which one?
The title track.
For Symbol of Death.
Exactly.
Okay. I have to check it out.
You have to check it out. It's only me. You can see on the video, because it was a matter of time that we come all together for the video set at one day. The whole band, Don't Hits. I was the onlyest who worked for the video clip, but I'm very satisfied with the result. It's a good work, I think. And on the video set, I have missed my band members.
Yeah, okay.
I've missed them, yeah.
Jagger, how has the recording and mixing gone for the new album at Rombado Recording Studio in Hesse, Germany?
At first, our record company, they write in their info Rombado recordings, but it's not Rombado, it's Rambado recordings, because the name of the producer integrated it. His name is Corny Rambat, and his studio is called Rambado Recordings. If we have planned in which studio we wanted to record the new album, at first I wanted to record the new album in Germany in a studio called Woodshed Studio. It's the guitar player of the band Triptychon, Victor. First, I wanted to record the new album by him, but the matter of time makes it not possible that we can record it by his studio, and so it was destiny that a friend of mine, he's playing in a band called Eat My Body. And the drummer of the band, Eat My Body, is Conny Rambat, our producer now. So we've played together on a festival last summer with Eat My Body in Essen. And on this day I speak with Conny about Disbelief and his studio. And so he asked me if we want to try to come to him and try to record one song as an example what he can do with our sound. And he gave us the chance that we record one song by him, and after this he mixed this song, and the result was very, very positive, and so we decided that we want to record our new album by him and his studio, and at the end it was a great decision, I think.
I would say a nice album artwork made by Alien Cantor.
Yeah.
Also work with Testament, Soulfly, and many more. To my imagination, two statues hugging each other. Please, Jagger, could you explain more about this cover artwork?
Yeah, it was during the process when Eliron was drawing the picture for the new album cover artwork. I have sent him 2 new songs. It was Full of Terrors and The Symbol of Death. I sent him the songs and plus the lyrics of the song, and he was very inspired by the lines of the song Full of Terrors. I'm blessing you, you are blessing me, it is hypocrisy. These 3 lines, he was inspired to do this album, and then if we going on, and I've changed the album title to The Symbol of Death. Yeah, and I'm very satisfied with the result. It's a cool picture. Now today I get the new backdrop for our new live set. It looks so nice, man. Very, very beautiful.
You know, like you say, I even had a belief that these two statues hugging each other are at the same time stabbing each other, right?
Yeah, it's like what's going on this world. At the end, you get the stab in the back. Nobody is thankful at the end, yeah.
A brand new album with a brand new deal with this French record label, Listenable Record. After so long working with Massacre, a couple albums released via Nuclear Blast as well, what are the conditions or deals that has made you release this new album via Listenable Records?
It was a long time, a long fight for me to find the right label for the new album. At the end, I think it was 18 record companies that I write an email because of a new combination with a new record label. Because Massacre Records, our label, on that we have released 6 albums, made us an offer for a new album. This was a hit in the ass for us because it was an offer. I think you can record with this offer one song without any cover. That was horrible. A really hit in the ass for us after so many times, after only I think good releases from our side, and but at the end other record labels, Germany, Metal Blade, Central Media, all these, some smaller ones, Scenes of Mist, others. I've like I said, 18 companies, and at the end the onlyest who shows really interest in Disbelief was Listenable, and at the end I've trust the main boss of Listenable, Laurent. I've trust him, and till now I'm very satisfied what they are doing for us, and they work very professional and like the way Nuclear Blast is doing. I can say this because we have stood for one album in Nuclear Blast, and I think there are not so many difference. Both are very professional, and they gave us a strong feeling on our back, and that's good for Disbelief that we get help from them.
You guys are gonna play on the 28th, April 28th, that's tomorrow. The band will be playing at Slachthof Eisenach. Are there gonna be more bands playing? What kind of playlist do you have in mind? And is this your album release party as well, Jagger?
Yeah, we have planned for the next 3 upcoming weeks several release shows on the upcoming weekend, 3 dates on a row. The first, like you've said, Eisenach, and then we will play in a great venue in Essen in the Turok, and then the third day we will play in Wachenroth, and these 3 days we play with the same lineup of 3 bands. The other bands are called Gorilla Monsoon, a great sludge band from Eastern Germany, Dresden, and from the north of Germany, from Kiel, Noise Forest, cool band too, and good friends of DISBELIEF and good friend of mine, and I think we will have a good party this next 3 days, yeah.
Okay, I believe the band will be quite busy touring in support of the new album, Symbol of Death. My last question, could you please explain to the fans at which festivals or shows DISBELIEF are be playing for the rest of 2017?
After these release shows, we have several smaller underground open airs in Germany, but great festivals. And then after the open air season, we will play a smaller tour in September with a German band, Warpath. Then I hope with our new booking agency, Dragon Productions, that we get a good lot for support for another great band after this time, hopefully in October or November. At this time, I can say nothing is fixed at the moment, but I hope that they can do a good job for us and figure it out that we can make a good European tour with another band. And after this, we will play some winter festivals in Germany, and for January or February we get another tour. At the moment they speak about a tour in February with Cannibal Corpse in whole of Europe for 4 weeks. That will be killer if we can do the support for Cannibal Corpse. Great band, grown up people, good thing. But it's not fixed, and so I can say nothing.
The Symbol of Death, a great album you should have in your collection. Highly recommended for fans of Obituary, Death, King Diamond, Crimson Glory, Atheist, Killing Joke, etc. Jagger, to conclude this interview, do you want to add something else before we say bye-bye?
Yeah, in the past, till now, we never get the chance to play in your country. It's always, I think, perhaps in future we can change this. I think you Americans will like our sound and our wildness, our power that we can give when we stay on stage. I hope we get the chance. I hope the people in America will like our new CD. Perhaps when many people will like the new CD, some companies will decide that we will play live in your country. And last year I got the first time the chance to play in Latino America with Morgoth. That was a great experience. Always nice people and a great metal scene there. Very good experience. We'll never miss this time, man. Wow.
Jagger, I want to thank you very much once again to make this interview possible. And the microphone of Metal Messiah Radio, it's all yours to invite all your friends and your fans to support the band, to buy your new album, to buy your previous album as well, and your merchandises, and to attend your shows wherever they are on this beautiful planet.
Thank you for your support, man. Have a look, watch out for our new video clip, and comment this and give us a response here.
Jagger, thank you very much once again, and like I always say, metal on. Bye-bye.
Keep the metal alive. Bye-bye.
Humanity's last hour. Demonstration of death. Humans take their lives.